My flavor of personality, as you guys know, I'm very transparent, I'm blunt, I'm honest, I'm fun, I'm energetic. I'm not for everybody. Not everybody is looking for somebody who is this energetic about sorting out a junk drawer or talking about a trash can. Hello, and welcome to a new episode of Talk Clutter to Me, where I am going to bring you behind the scenes, pull you behind that Instagram perfect platform that is not real life, and show you what it really takes to be organized, give you true tips on staying organized, but also give you plenty of insight on the organizing industry and world. So let's dive in. Today, we are talking about professional organizers, which that is what I am, a professional organizer. If you are out there and have ever thought about hiring a professional organizer, whether it's me or another person, this episode is for you. I'm going to give you the things to consider when trying to find an organizer, as well as a list of things that you should have at least thought about before you've called somebody. For professional organizers or aspiring pro organizers, this might give you some insight on things that I have personally been asked by clients in the past on all of these items, because these are things that clients should be considering when hiring an organizer. So this might guide you to more things to consider adjusting, changing, diving more into as you grow your professional organizer business. So, we're going to dive into, what do professional organizers do? What do I do? We're taking chaos and creating order. We're taking clutter and making it easy to use, or just getting rid of it in general. That is what we are doing. We're taking things that are not purposeful and making purpose out of them sometimes. That is what we do. Now you know what organizers do. Here are the things that you really need to think about before you start talking to organizers, because some of these things to consider, the organizer will probably ask you about, and one of which being, what is the spaces that you're looking to get organized? What are the areas that are currently causing you stress? What do you need help with? Narrowing down what you need help with is always going to be that first item. Number two is going to be, what is your budget? You might not understand or know what that organizer is going to charge because it might not be on their website, or how they invoice and do packages. But what is going to be a feasible amount that you want to pay somebody to get organized? Knowing that it is an investment. It is an investment, and it is not something that is going to be a cheap $20 an hour. On average, I think the national average is $40 an hour per organizer. And understand that every organizer is different. And so your budget in a higher end city, that $40 an hour is not realistic. If you are in a high end city that has a higher income value, it's going to be a lot higher, is going to be your average. So consider, what can you personally afford to get organized? What is that personal number that you can do? The next thing to consider is, what is really important to you when you bring somebody on board into your home? What is some of those values, or what is that personality you're looking for? Hiring a professional organizer is a very intimate thing. When your friends and family come over right now, you're probably shoving all that crap into a back room and shutting the door. And you are being asked by an organizer, hey, as a reminder, please do not pick up or put things away before I come. I want to see how you live on it in a day to day life. Okay. Your organizer will probably tell you not to pick up before they come. And that is on purpose. We want to see what you live in it in a day to day life. We know that you want to pick up, and we know you throw everything into a back corner and shut the door when people come over. We understand that. An organizer that is going to be a good fit for you is somebody that you feel comfortable with, somebody that you can talk with and open up with, somebody that you can be transparent with, and vice versa, because it is a very intimate thing to bring an organizer in. The spaces you shut off from your friends and family. You're inviting an organizer to come see, and that can be embarrassing. You should never be judged because your space is disorganized. If specifically an organizer is judging you because of your disorganized space, that is not okay. That person needs to come at it from a place of love and understanding first and foremost, because life happens. That's why clutter happens, because it's life. It's a whole cycle. You will always get more clutter, but we should always be decluttering. It should be a cycle. And so that is very important to understand, is that that personality of the person is going to mesh well with you. So have some firm ideas of what you want to be able to feel when working with this person and talking with this person during that consultation or strategy session. Do you want to feel like they can be your best friend? Do you feel like they understand you? Can you communicate effectively? These are all things to think about before you talk to somebody. Is punctuality extremely important? Is phone etiquette and professionalism extremely important? If you were to call me right now, I would answer, "Hi, this is Amanda with Easy Life Organizing. How can I help you?" Very professional. Very simple, very professional. You know me, you know my business. If you call somebody and they answer, "Hey," that's not necessarily very professional, but if professional is one of your values when it comes to hiring somebody, that person might not be a good fit. So, consider what your values are when you bring somebody into your home. And last, but certainly not least, is understanding what they are going to do. You can glean a little bit of this off of their website, but understand what are their services, which then leads me into the things to consider when hiring a professional organizer. Some organizers just do homes. Some organizers like me will do homes and businesses and digital spaces. Some organizers only do one or two of those things. That's not to say that one organizer is better than the other because of the variety of services they offer. It is just what we offer, which is tip number one. When you are looking for an organizer, consider the services and their specific niche. If you are looking for somebody to help you with your kitchen, wouldn't you want somebody who niches, who always does a great job of kitchens? When you look at their before and after photos, it is the kitchens you love the most. Some organizers niche into specifically elderly downsizing. Some people only do sentimental items. Some people only will do moving projects. So consider the niche of what that person is also offering you. Tip number two thing to consider is solo versus teams. Usually, organizers fall into one of these two teams, solo versus teams. And if you have not listened to my last episode about solos versus teams, go check that out, where we talk a little bit about team structure. Here's the thing to consider: solo. If you find an organizer who is solo, consider, are you looking to spend more time with them? It might take longer to complete a job. That person might need you to work alongside them versus a team. And again, no two teams are created equal or the same, but with a team, generally things can get done faster opposed to a solo person. If you're looking for more one-on-one experience, looking to be very heavily involved, you might lean towards somebody who is a solo professional organizer opposed to a team. So consider that. Tip number 3 is, if you do consider you really think you would like a team of organizers to come in and help you get organized, ask them about their team structure. Are they 1099 employees or are they W-2 employees? This is really key for two different reasons. Again, there is no right answer. Every state requirements are always different. Me, myself, and I have chosen employee W-2 route for two reasons. One of which is When they are W-2 employees, they are covered under my workers' comp. So if they get injured on the job, my insurance kicks in and helps pay for their injury, pay for recovery, and pay for lost wages. The other thing is I am a control freak. So I like to be able to train my team on certain processes that we always will do, and I like to have a uniform. I guess that's not reason number 3. I have a team is we all have a similar looking uniform. 1099, I'm not going to say 1099 is horrible. 1099 works for so many teams, and that is perfect for the people who it works for. But consider what are things that are important to you. 1099 generally means that it might be cheaper too, but it's not always a guarantee. Not going to guarantee that. 1099 means that the people that are working underneath the organizer, that lead organizer, the owner of the business, generally are going to be more experienced, which means they have a lot more knowledge about things since they are considered to be kind of more experts and non trainable by the owner. Consider what you would like. Tip number 4 on things to consider is session times and availability. Some organizers can only do evenings and will only do 3 to 4 hours at a time. Some organizers will work starting in the morning, and I work a 6-hour day. I'm available all days except for Tuesdays and Sundays. Some organizers can only work the weekend. Make sure that the availability of the organizer you're looking to hire matches up well with your specific availability and what your expectations are for time. Number 5 is the overall process. What is the overall process this organizer is going to do inside your home? This kind of goes back to solo versus teams a little bit more, but is it expected that you work alongside the organizer, or is it expected that you're only there to make decisions on things? Is it expected that the organizer is going to bring product with them, or you have to buy the product? How in I'll get to this in the next step, but pricing. How is payments set up? What is the overall process and commitment for you, the client, but also what is the organizer doing in the background as well? Pricing. Like I said, this is another huge thing to consider is pricing. Organizers, we are not cheap. We should charge what we are worth. Sometimes I get clients who think that we are about the same cost as a cleaner, and that is not true. We are not the same cost as cleaners generally because we're doing a lot more work. We're doing a lot more decisions. It's a lot of decision fatigue that we potentially can hit. We tend to do tons of training and networking within the community of organizers, but also our individual communities. There's a lot that goes into pricing, and we should be able to charge for us to have a livable wage. Pricing is always different. No two organizers are the same, no two pricing structures are the same. So consider what is your budget? What are you looking for? And there is a value to hiring somebody that might be more expensive. So I encourage you not only to interview and talk to organizers that are maybe on the lower end of the spectrum, but also talk to organizers that are mid to high as well. Get a variety because you might find that somebody that might be in the middle of the spectrum might be the best fit for you in the end. Or the higher end person might be giving you more complimentary benefits and features to their package that you're not getting with somebody who's charging a lower rate. We want to help you within your wallet, within your budget. We don't want you to break the bank getting organized. I don't want you to break the bank and have to live off of ramen noodles for the next month because you got organized. I don't want that. Thing number 7 to consider is certification, education, and membership. This is one of the bigger hot button items in the organizing world, alongside that 1099 versus employee certification. There is no certification requirements to become a professional organizer. There is none. There are certification courses out there that you can do and pay for. It's totally fine if it works well with you. Again, we talked about this a little bit at the end of our last podcast episode. Go check that episode out if you want to hear a little bit more. Education. Is your organizer constantly involved in educating themselves, constantly networking with other people, constantly maybe going to retreats or doing other certification courses in other areas? For example, I am a member of the American Society for Professional Organizers. There is tons of education that I go through in that and certification. I am also a member of the National Association for Black Professional Organizers as a person of color. They do monthly meetings where there is tons of education thrown at me every single month in a variety of different setups. This month, they talked about sentimental items, actually. I am also a certified lean specialist. This is more specific to the manufacturing industry normally, but I think it was important enough in my business and my goals as I grow to get that certification. I am a yellow belt in Six Sigma as well, very similar, usually specific to the manufacturing industry. But I've gone through the process to continually educate myself, get certifications, continue membership with certain groups because this is so important to me. I am reinvesting my time and money into myself, which not everybody will do. More importantly, I invest time and money into my team getting education. We do quarterly trainings. We do weekly team meetings. We do monthly education research projects. We are constantly learning and evolving and continuously improving ourselves. And that is really key for me in my business. It's one of our values. And so consider that a little bit too when you are hiring a professional organizer. Now, it is not to say that somebody who is not certified, a certified professional organizer through the few that there are, is going to be better than somebody who is uncertified. I want to put that out there. It should not always be a huge tipping point, is that certification aspect. More importantly, are some of these other things. It's a lot of balancing. What is most important to you when it comes to hiring a professional organizer? Complementary services. Some organizers will do complimentary donation runs, complimentary product purchasing and planning. Some organizers charge for some of these items as well. Consider what are some of the key benefits when you hire them. What are some of these key benefits you get from hiring them to make sure it's making sense overall? 9, personality and values. I'm going to say this is the number one thing to consider when hiring a professional organizer is their personality and values. You do not want somebody who does not value transparency, honesty, respect, professionalism, whatever the values are important to you. You do not want to hire somebody that you think is borderline not going to respect those values of yours. Your values and your organizer's values should line up. You should agree with theirs, they should agree with yours. I am not for everyone. My flavor of personality, as you guys know, I'm very transparent, I'm blunt, I'm honest, I'm fun, I'm energetic. I'm not for everybody. Not everybody is looking for somebody who is this energetic about sorting out a junk drawer or talking about a trash can. Super side note, went to a strategy session and I nerded out about a trash can. It was the dumbest thing I think I've ever said in the last week. And there's something new I say every week that is dumb, but I I nerded out about this trash can. She was looking for a trash can that fit in a very specific spot that was like yay wide. Very, very slim trash can, but the lid had to open up a very specific way. And I nerded out and I was like, I have the trash can for you. It spent me so much time finding this trash can because this is the trash can I have for myself, but it would fit in that spot. It opens the way you're looking for. It's a step on. It's perfect. She's like, "What? I've been looking. I haven't found one." I'm like, "I know. It took me so long to find this trash can that I am nerding out about a stupid trash can in a client's house." So, if nerding out about dumb things like trash cans and D&D dice and that bin that fits just perfectly on the shelf isn't your cup of tea, I might not be the organizer you're looking for. But if you find that it is fun, it is interesting, it is funny, above all else, it's relatable, I might be the organizer for you. So consider the organizer's personality and values. On websites, you can generally get a gist of their brand, but if you go to their About page, they should have something about their company culture and their values. We do on our website. We have 6 different core values. There's also our purpose statement is on there. And then you get to learn a little bit more about me before I even come to your home. Last but not least to consider is reviews. All of us love having those glowing 5-star reviews all the time. I love having good 5-star reviews. In my opinion, reviews are huge, especially ones that have text with them. Somebody has gone out of their way to write a beautiful 5-star written review for the business. Take your time to read that. You will glean a lot of insight from the client's perspective of the process that they experienced when you look at their reviews. As somebody who has also had one bad review, it is also very important to read the reviews. Sometimes things are not in my control and I get reviewed on it anyway, even though it wasn't in my control whatsoever. And then the company won't pull it down because that potential client is stubborn. It's all right. It's still there. You can find it if you really look for it, but it seems to be buried underneath a bunch of glowing 5-star reviews. So check out the reviews, but also more importantly, read the reviews. When we go Amazon shopping, I am looking for stars and I'm looking for always high stars. What is the highest average number of stars? If it's a 4.3, 4.5, I'm more likely to click on something that's a 4.5 rather than a 4.3. But I'm reading the reviews as well. Maybe I look at something that has a lower value and I'm looking at the reviews, and all the reviews have something more to deal with the shipping or something that is completely not related to the product whatsoever. So I'm more likely to disregard some of those really bad reviews if it has nothing to do with the product whatsoever. Or it's like, yeah, that product was only meant for single use. Why are you giving it a 1-star review when you tried to use it 5 times? We've all seen the reviews. We all understand. So, those are the 10 things to consider when hiring a professional organizer. And I'll go through them one more time, real quick. Services. Does the services match what you are looking for? Solo versus team. Are you looking for somebody to work on alongside you very intimately the whole time? Or are you looking for something that can possibly just get done very quickly? If you do go with the team setup, number 3 is, are the team members 1099 versus W-2 employees? Number 4, session times and availability. You want to make sure the organizer you hire is going to be able to match well with your availability as well. 5, overall process. Is their overall process simple and easy to understand, something that you can actually accomplish, and does it make sense? Are they wasting their time on things that they shouldn't be wasting their time on? What is this overall process? Pricing, very important because you need to pay your professional organizer and they need to earn a livable wage. So, pricing, does the two match up? Certification, education, and membership. Are they members? Do you see that they're investing time and money into themselves as well as their team members? Remember, team members is also equally important. Are they training their team on a consistent basis? That's important. Complementary services. Do they offer donation runs? Do they offer product planning? Do they offer post job checklists and support? Whatever that might be. Personality. Number one most important thing, personality and values. Does their personality and values match up with what yours are? Is it going to be a good fit? Do you communicate effectively with each other during your strategy session or consultation? If there is a poor disconnect or miscommunications happening a little bit more often, might not be a great fit. And last but not least, reviews. Check out their reviews, even if they are not 5 stars across the board. Read the reviews as well, because it might just be some BS person being petty. As always, at the end of each of these podcasts, I like to ask, what is currently cluttering your life? So for me, what is currently cluttering my life during my week off of organizing jobs is I've got to get caught up on paper filing. So I finally got caught up in my mail. Which, as some of you guys understand, mail has cluttered my life for a long time, but I've finally gotten caught up. Now I have to put the paper away, and it's in my to file section, so it should just take me a few minutes. But sometimes it's that mental task of you need to do this. You know it will only take a few minutes, but you need to do this. So I want you guys to know that even I experience that loop of I need to do it. It won't take very long, but I don't feel like doing it. It happens to the best of us, and that's okay. Now, as a special announcement to anybody who has reached the end of this podcast episode or YouTube video, however you are listening or watching this, special announcement. This is our April podcast. May celebrates 1 year with Talk Clutter to Me. Talk Clutter to Me will have been around a whole year in May, and I'm so excited and happy about it. I've made it a year as a podcast host, and I've kept with it. So I want to thank everybody who has become a subscriber, who has listened to the podcast, who shared the podcast. Thank you to each and every single one of you. I cannot thank you enough for your love and support of me, but also getting the word out about organizing and how everybody can be organized. And it doesn't need to be Instagram perfect, because I think you guys really enjoy this level of honesty and transparency that I bring to organizing. And you guys just let me talk for roughly 45 minutes every time you listen to me. You guys will be the first to know that I will be starting up 2 episodes a month. For the whole last year, I've done 1 episode every single month. Sometimes I have guests, sometimes it's a solo episode like this. This is what I have done, is once a month. Now, starting in May, I will be doing 2 a month. I'm doubling up. And what it's going to be is you will probably find a longer episode similar to this, either on a topic that is geared toward other organizers with their professional development, or to people who are looking to become organized. More of the recordings will be geared toward people who are looking to become organized. That is because that is who I really want to help. I can help a lot of professional organizers through one-on-one coaching or through other speaking engagements that you guys will see in the coming months as well. Episode number 1 in May is going to be on decluttering steps, my very unique decluttering style and steps that make it easy to get organized without being overwhelmed. And then about middle of the month, you'll get that episode number 2, which is a fun episode where I am going to be recording during my organizers retreat that I'm doing end of April, where I am going to get a bunch of organizers to tell me all of their little golden tidbits and rules. So you will be able to glean information from so many organizers in a very short period of time and learn what is cluttering their life, what is the weirdest thing they have ever seen, what is their golden rule for organizing, for people wanting to get organized. So that'll be a really fun episode, but that will be coming mid-May. So be on the lookout for that. As always, again, thank you for joining us on Talk Clutter to Me. I hope you have enjoyed listening to this as much as I have enjoyed rambling on about this topic, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.